name is Lucy Bustamante. I'm a news anchor at WWL-TV. And thank you. I appreciate that very much. I was there when the storm hit. I was envious of all the first responders for having such purpose in what their jobs would entail in the next few days and also the next few months and years. And it is truly an honor to have been able to tell all your stories in the time that I have been at WWL. So we are going to get moving with this program, and we will talk once again, but first it is my honor to introduce Mayor Mitch Landrieu.
Good afternoon. Thank all of you so much for having me here today. Archbishop, it's nice to be with you. Thank you so much. I don't know if people are sharing the same feelings that I have been having in the past couple of days, but I'm having a harder time this anniversary than I did for the other ones. I don't know really what that's so much about. You know, maybe so many of us that were here on the ground didn't go back and look at all of the pictures, but they're hard to miss this week. But we come to commemorate, of course, the over 1,836 American lives that were lost, and also to speak of determination so that we move forward, trying hard to cling to the past, but also trying to see the future. And of course, we can't get to that point unless we remember what happened on those fateful days after Katrina hit. Of course, I have a very special place in my heart for all of the first responders. I was one of the first people back on the ground and was able to witness, unfortunately, firsthand the tremendous work and sacrifice that all of the first responders were engaged in at that time. I was on the St. Claude Bridge with many of our NOPD and NOFD, Emergency Medical Service, personnel with wildlife and fisheries, and it was an awful day and subsequent weeks. And very few people really understand or know what all of you went through and remember in vivid terms how broad the damage were. Many of the pictures that we saw were of the Superdome and of course the Convention Center, and those were awful areas, but of course those weren't the only ones. In the early days there were no cameras in any boats because there wasn't enough room for cameras and people. And so when people were on rooftops yelling or in boats being pulled up to the St. Claude Bridge, people had fractured legs. Folks were too incapacitated to move. When folks were being picked up on sheets, which is how we moved people during those times, there really was nobody capturing the incredible heroic efforts of all of the first responders who operated in some of the most difficult circumstances that we can ever find. So we remember in an important way. It is important to note that there was anarchy on the streets of America for 4 or 5 days, and it was a very, very difficult time. But for the work of the first responders, we would have had many more deaths. We would have lost a lot more people than we actually did. And so I come today to remember with you and to honor you for the incredible sacrifice that you made. What's more heroic than that is having known how tough it can be, you're still here. And you know that there's always a chance, God forbid, that we should find ourselves in that same circumstance. Oftentimes you go to work knowing that you can make the ultimate sacrifice, but in the back of your mind you think that it's never going to come. But those days reminded you that in fact sometimes you're called to task to do what it is that you were trained to do. And everybody responded in a way that I think makes us so proud. So on behalf of the people of the city of New Orleans, again on this 5th anniversary, we continue to remember the great work that you did. Please also remember that tomorrow night we're going to have a citywide commemoration and determination right across the street that we hope that all of you join us at. And I know that if called upon again, you will respond the way you did last time. God bless you all, and thank you very much.
Thank you, Mayor.